Hey guys, hope y'all are doing great today. Just wanted to do this week's tour of the food forest. Hope everyone's had a good week so far. This is the general food forest area. I've done a little bit of work here, and I meant to try to mention how long I've worked each week, just so you can kind of get an idea of that. And I've had some extra time this week, so a lot more than before. I think between week 1 and week 2 there was about 2 hours of work, and between week 2 and week 3 there's about 4 hours of work, and between week 3 and before this week, week 4, there will be about 10 hours of work put in this past week, so more than the previous weeks combined. So had a little more extra time, and recently created these raised beds right here. They're about 4 feet across, and this one is about 12 feet wide, and they're built in the style as my other ones are. If you've seen those videos where in those ditches around the side, the soil is just dug out and put into the middle area, and and man, can I just say, this soil right here, this is where I've had kind of my general garden and had growing most things right here in this area, and I've just left it. In the winters, I just leave a natural cover crop most of the time these past years, and then I just put down some leaf mulch, a little bit of that, in combination with grass clippings. The grass clippings I'm trying to move away from. If I use grass or just, it's not really grass back here when I cut it, around there it's grass and all kinds of diversity stuff. But I was using it, it was pretty chopped up, and it was matting down, I noticed, really, really thick, and almost creating a too strong of a barrier between the soil and on top, and it was almost, not allowing anything to grow. So that could be a good idea, the first year maybe, if you're doing that, because it did mat along with leaves. It did that well. So I put down a whole lot of grass, so that was probably the problem too. A little too much, just a little bit probably wouldn't have affected it nearly as much, but the leaves too seem to really help the soil. And digging right here compared to digging back there, it felt like digging clouds right here. Like it was 1,000 times easier, because the soil was already nice and healthy and light, and just it was night and day. It was like I could dig 10 of these right here for like one of those back there in the time, because it's wetter back there, and so it's heavier soil, and sometimes you hit hard soil, and I think just it was so wet back there, and the soil wasn't healthy, so it didn't have a lot of organic matter to help drain it, so it was just really, really heavy. And right here it felt like I was just shoveling clouds. I felt like I could do so much more. And so yeah, that one's like I mentioned, about 12 by 4, and then this one right here is 4 feet across too, and about 10 feet long. So pretty comparable. I was trying to make them about the same size, but it looks like I misjudged maybe by a foot or two. So yep, they're pretty comparable. I'm going to skip this week on the grapes, because I took just a quick peek over there, and nothing is still budding out yet, so I hadn't really done anything over there yet either this past week, so we'll just skip that this week. And the reason I put these beds here, is going to quick mention that, is I'm going to probably use these as a type of nursery bed, and to grow either young plants that I'm growing out, and they're right here kind of closest to the accessible area, so they're easy to get to, and I can kind of put a lot of time in, or at least look at them here easier. And these beds will both be covered. You can see that pile corner in the back. Oops, sorry, I dropped my stuff. There's a pile right here of some leaf mulch and other debris that I raked up. So I'm going to reuse that I raked before I put the soil in the middle of these beds. And there's some kind of long hay type grass mulch right here against the side that I'm going to be using to cover these beds, and I can probably find some other leaves around the edges of the food forest back there to hopefully cover these, because I left them uncovered because I'm hopefully going to plant most of it out tomorrow or this coming up week, so they should be that way. I don't have to put it on there and take it off to plant and re-put it back on there. So just gonna mulch those down soon once I get those planted. So really excited about these beds right here. We'll go over to the blueberries. Still flowering pretty good. This one's got some nice flowers on it. Looks like most of them are starting small flowers at least now on here. Some tiny ones starting to come out on this one. Some tiny buds coming out on that one too. This one's got pretty good sized flowers. Yeah, we'll just kind of skip that section. Just kind of the same thing right there. These are some mulberry root stocks, so I may try grafting some mulberry with these right here. They're starting to leaf out a little bit. And so I might try to do those really soon. I added some of the goldenrod stems from the other video that I cleared this area in between, and got my fencing back up on this side right here. So that's nice having that back up. And I'm gonna put my string up at about the 6 foot mark just to keep it so that nothing hopefully will get in there. And I put some of these goldenrod on this bed right here that it was cuttings I took from my grapevines, and trying to get them to root in there. Looks like nothing other. There's a few maybe. There's just a few that the buds are swelling, nothing though coming out yet, so still waiting on those. These were just some young trees right here mixed with a lot of goldenrod sticks. Hopefully the goldenrod will also confuse any rabbits or anything that wants to munch in on it, and they'll just leave the other stuff alone and go for the goldenrod. This was the natural raised bed from the video. Still doing good. I put some goldenrod stalks on that. The peach seeds are planted along kind of this section. Looks like some of the mulch kind of slid off down here in that corner. None of the peach seeds. This is also filled with peach seeds. None of them have come up yet either. So still waiting on those. But it's nice to have the fence up back here so that I can use, I probably need to put some type of fencing around these two to, when the seedlings come up, just to keep the critters off. Move on to the, let's see, here's the pomegranates. Looks like they're still not leafing out quite yet, so that's good. I'd kind of like these to hold on for a while, as long as they can, to get the warm weather and hopefully not get frozen out this year. So we'll see how they're leafing out soon. Got this, I love this little ground cover. I can't think of the name right offhand. It's it just came to me, but then I lost it. But it creates a nice lush kind of low growing ground cover during the winter. There's a little honeybee over there in the far corner. Oh, there's a few actually. It's got the honeybees out, drawing them in. I like the way it looks. It has those little tiny pink purplish flowers, and the tips kind of turn that dark purple as they're growing. It's kind of got a cool, neat look to it. So I like to have that growing around. It seems to grow really good in this area. You can tell it's growing kind of around the more moist part, so it looks like it definitely likes a little bit of moist soil. So that's always nice to have that growing and just something living in the soil. It's growing out on top of the mound right there, so make him prefer really any type. And then we'll move over here. Next we'll go to the peach trees,